Boy, oh boy, I thought Diane Warren wrote this song. It sounds like a Diane Warren record in the sense that she's written a lot of records for Celine Dion, and she's written a lot of ballads back in the 80s and 90s, and she's written some up-tempo records too, Diane Warren, but she did not write this. I found out to my surprise. Number 18 on my fancy playlist of October 26, 1996, Celine Dion, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Huge hit here in America. Went to number 2 here in the States, but I'll get into the chart stuff in just a minute. The song was written by Jim Steinman. Steinman had that hit in the summer of 1981. I believe it was called Rock and Roll Never Forgets or something like that. The Dream is Yours Forever because Rock and Roll Never Forgets or something like that. Back in the summer of 81, he wrote Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which was covered by Meatloaf, hit by Meatloaf back in the fall of 1998. And I'd Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That, a song that he wrote and produced by Meatloaf as well. As a matter of fact, Meatloaf wanted to cover this record, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. He wanted to do it, but Jim Steinman saw it as more of a woman's song. He gave the song to a group, an all-female group that he assembled called Pandora's Box. One of the members of Pandora's Box was Ellen Foley. Ellen Foley was the woman who sang with Meatloaf on Paradise by the Dashboard Light. On the song Paradise by the Dashboard Light. That's the part, one of those famous parts that she sang, Stop right there, down, down, down. I want to know right now. That's Ellen Foley right there. That powerful, that chemistry, that interchange between Meatloaf and Ellen Foley. But that was in 78. 1998, they released the Pandora's Box with Ellen Foley. They released the album. Uh, uh, it was called Original Sin, which featured the version of It's All Coming Back to Me Now. But it was not really a big hit for Pandora's Box. But Celine Dion took it to number 2. Number 3 in Britain, or it might have been the other way around. Either way, it was a top 5 hit in the States and in England. Jim Steinman he was inspired by Wuthering Heights. He wanted to write the most passionate, the most riveting, the most romantic song that ever came out. Let me read you a quote. I'm going to read you a quote. This is off of Wikipedia, a quote by Jim Steinman, or it might be a quote. Yeah, here it is. This is a quote by him. The scene they always cut out, this is Wuthering Heights, the movie Wuthering Heights. The scene they always cut out is the scene when Heathcliff digs up Catherine's body and dances in the moonlight and on the beach with it. You talk about some love right there. Well, kind of. I think you can't get much more operatic or passionate than that. I was trying to write a song about dead beings coming to life. I was trying to write a song about being enslaved and obsessed by love, not just enchanted and happy with it. It was about the dark side of love, about the ability to be resurrected by it, to be resurrected by love. Boy, that is some very powerful stuff. I didn't know all that went into this record. I never dreamed of it until I researched it. My goodness, what love can do to you, that's for sure. All right, well, it's Celine Dion. Actually, I think I appreciate this song a lot more now that I've done some research on it. And maybe if you're not a Celine Dion fan, you might feel the same way. Number 18 on my fantasy playlist is Celine Dion. Fantasy playlist of October 26, 1996.